Welcome, everybody. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, we were just in the chat there. We're getting underway now. I know you've been waiting. Welcome to our sixth session of Rogue Trader. We last time decided to give the artifact to the Adeptus Mechanicus. We worked out what I feel is a pretty good deal for some extra profit factor. We got some Kayne, some dermal plating to make him a little hardier. And Jarnan no longer sounds like Darth Vader. We got his lungs all fixed up, so that's fantastic. We spent a couple of weeks there at Port Wanderer having the ship overhauled. They modified the drive on the I was going to say cruiser. I wish we had a cruiser on our Raider.
That's a couple different. You're not in a light cruiser even, right? You're in a frigate, right? That's like like two scales away.
Yeah. All right, so over on Footfall, my agent Oros Klaxon positioned himself really well due to a very good bunch of rolls. He's positioned himself in Othio's place as the black market vendor. They've cornered that market. Othio is no longer a problem. He's been caught and executed by not Harstack. The fuck's his name? I have to edit this now. Harstack? No. God damn it.
It's Zarkov.
Zarkov, there you go.
There we go.
All right, executed by Zarkov and edit. So we're sitting good there. We eventually went to go meet Carnot Stand, who was messaging me furiously while we were on Port Wanderer. We pretty much blew him off until the end, and then pretty much just told them pound sand. Although Jarnan, kind of like tried to grease the skids a little bit and said that the artifact was not tainted and that had no other effects. So, we'll see how all that plays out. But so that's it. We'll pick up here at Port Wanderer. But before we do that, we've got Neil doing a live read for his own coffee. So take it away.
Wow, I feel like a real jerk face. Birds of a Feather Coffee Company is craft roasted small batch coffee out of Tampa, Florida. Sunny in the last few days. Beautiful Florida. And it's roasted to perfection. Our Night Owl blend is a deliciously robust, full City Plus roast coffee that is by far the greatest palate pleaser, I believe, in our lineup so far. It's got a great cocoa, caramel, molasses kind of hints going on. Bold as hell, but not bitter. So drink smooth, and a lot of folks say, I used to only drink coffee with cream and sugar, and I don't even need it for this coffee. So that's my ringing endorsement of my own product. Go ahead and buy some of that. Buy it for your friends. Buy it for your family. Buy it for yourself. Treat yourself. And other than that, all the coffees are great, depending on your palate. If you have questions, go ahead and email me. It's birdscoffeecompany@gmail.com. Go to the website, Facebook, whatever. I'm happy to answer questions. I'll bullshit coffee all day long. And if you want, you can go ahead and enter Legends 10 when you order, and you're going to get 10% off. So you get a deal. I get your money. A little less of it, but I get your money. So do that. And then John feels good because Legends has actually sent quite a few people this last month. So you guys are really stepping up to the plate, and I appreciate it. I'm hoping you enjoy the game, and we'll keep this one going until the wheels fall totally off and you're just obliterating everything.
Then we'll have to move on to Only War, where we're just a bunch of grunts with some last pistols.
Yes, and then you'll all die in the first episode. Because, I mean, that's way worse than even Dark Heresy. And Dark Heresy, it's like, you better not think about drawing that gun.
Yeah,
if you draw your gun, you are fucking dead in that game until like level 8.
So, yeah, you already lost.
Basically run at all times every time until you like really get some serious experience built up. Otherwise, you dead.
It's almost like Cthulhu in space, just without the cosmic horror.
Yeah, you just don't do well there.
And I'll tack on the birds. If you're interested in the Legends brew, send Neil an email. It's not officially up on either site yet. That's still a project in the works, but go ahead and send an email, and he can get that out to you. Everything's been settled, I believe, as far as flavor profiles and all the other good stuff. So check that out.
It's going to be a little less, for those of you who are like, damn, that's bold on the Night Owl, it's dialed down a little. So it's not the same bean ratio even, but dials it down a little bit less punch, a little less roastiness, still a nice balance, tiny bit of sweetness. Maybe I can bump up some of the stuff here and there still, but I think it makes a really balanced. I hate describing it this way because people yell at me because it makes it sound like the coffee's not fancy enough. But it's like, imagine like a Dunkin' Donuts cup of coffee, but like good, like really good. Like imagine if it was like amazing coffee, but like a nice kind of easy on the palate. So that's what I would describe it as.
And there's more caffeine because it's a lighter roast.
That's right. You're going to get more bang for your buck on that one.
So I'm making the switch from Night Owl. It hurts me, but I got to drink my own brew.
That's right. If you're not drinking it, who is?
I don't know. Nobody right now.
That's right. No one has drank. I have drank it because I sent John a sample, so he's drank it.
Mm-hmm. I have actually drank it. Awesome. All right. So enough of that nonsense. We should probably get into some gameplay because that's what everybody's here for. Hey, Skyjamming20, what's going on? Jumped into the chat as well. So thank you, sir.
You're not just here for the ads?
I don't think they are.
Damn it. That's
just
my favorite part. That's my favorite part. After that, I check out.
Right. All right. So take it away, Neil.
All right. So you're on the ship, or on the Port Wonder, and you have successfully managed to turn the artifact over to the Adeptus Mechanicus. You made quite a good deal there. You've got some new gear. You've had time to kind of recoup. You've secured your items. And now it's really up to you guys to determine what your next step is. Obviously, I can give you sort of the recap so far. I mean, options obviously are the alien world that the cruiser crashed, that Harstadt crashed on, totally unexplored, other than you literally were beelining it through to the captain's kind of quarters to get the artifact. So relatively unexplored. There's definitely some kind of Xenos influence and some sort of perhaps corruption that is potentially not from the planet. It could have been from the artifact. You don't know, but there was definitely zombie-like. The crew had turned into mindless Reaver-type psychos. So there's that. The artifact itself seems to be Tau in origin. At least that's what the Mechanicus was under the impression. And it did look like there are opportunities for you to utilize some of the information that they could glean potentially to investigate potential Tau installations, we can call them. I don't know what I will call them at the moment. Stations, planets, research stations, engineering laboratories, whatever. If you don't know, for those of you who I think I revealed that, and if I didn't, then the Mechanicus revealed that. There was a warp, essentially. Like, it allows, the artifact had something to do with manipulating the warp and warp energies, and the Tau are known to do that through their technology. They don't navigate the same way don't know if does anyone have the Xenos Forbidden Lore?
I do, yes.
So you'd probably just know, like Tau, for instance, don't. They are Borg-like in their mindset. So they're a hive mind, but from technology, like the Borg. And they're the only ones not technically, I think, evil in the universe. They don't actually want to harm anyone. They're more than willing to essentially colonize and turn everyone into Tau. Any alien species they meet, they offer, if they judge that you're good, like, why don't you join us? We'll all be part of this collective. It's all for the good of the galaxy or the universe. We'll all be together. We're not going to fight each other. We're all coordinated. We're all working as one. And everything's great, right? And then if you say no, they're like, well, then you must be destroyed at all costs. So, needless to say, humanity has decided. It's communists. Yeah, they're like, everyone's the same, everyone's equal, except if you're not, then you're all dead. Needless to say, humanity said, fuck you, America! we're individualists. So humanity said, fuck that. And so the Tau obviously will exterminate humans at all cost. And they're very technologically advanced. So they're essentially cyborgs of various species, all kind of working together. So that's the background on the race itself. And the artifact only of Tau origin. And then you could do other if you want to explore other random opportunities, I'm more than happy if you want to go get a connection to look at something else that you're interested in. I'm totally cool with that too.
All right, so I'm guessing we spend about a month in Port Wonder while the Mechanicus work on the ship?
Yeah, I'd say a month to get the ship components installed and all that. Yes.
And then Jarnan has to heal, and Kayne has to heal, although I guess that probably doesn't take quite as long.
Yeah, it's not awful.
Okay. So while I'm carousing, do my agents report anything? Is there anything that's happening that would pique my interest as far as maybe new technology or unexplored world? Anything that would come up and be like, oh, I can make money at that.
Give me a carouse check.
All right, I should be able to do that. Let's see, my carouse. I'm not trained. Wait a minute. Really? Okay. Let's see. I'm rolling.
I mean, you don't. Oh yeah, base. Yeah, you can roll. Anyone can drink.
Yeah.
But if you're not trained in it, you're not really good at networking.
All right, 20. I roll a 17.
Wow. Yeah, of course. You're definitely so. I mean, you've definitely increased your notoriety as of late, particularly with even though it's not entirely, it's not like super. You're not out telling everyone per se that you got a Xenos artifact and that stuff, but word travels around that you had an artifact of Xenos origin, and you're good enough at your carousing to drop hints without also saying who you necessarily sold it to. So like the rumors are like, ooh, I heard he did it, I heard they sold it to the Adeptus. I heard that the Imperial Navy wanted it, and blah, blah, blah. So that's been going quite well. In the meantime, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. You get word on a planet that a merchant house had discovered in the Cronus Expanse that, at least from their initial scans, seem to have high density of rare metals. They're called rare earth metals to us, but it's not earth metals. It's not on Earth, but rare metals, right? Like rare Xenos metals that are, but not Xenos, right? Yeah, rare materials. Yeah, rare Imperium metals that are like, necessary components for fixing like circuitry, and it's used in a lot of manufacturing and production of like high-tech stuff. So very valuable, particularly if you find high density of them, because that's not common. So there's that opportunity. It's likely dangerous because of native fauna, but it doesn't seem intelligent. But the merchant house has been putting out feelers to see if anyone would partner with them to set up an operation and extract those materials without them losing a fuck ton of their men, because that's not really what they do per se. And then, there's other opportunities. They did discover a planet that was before the Cronus, the major storm in the Cronus Expanse, stopped travel. There were Imperium colonies there, and in this case, there is a planet that was essentially rediscovered, that has been, lost essentially for millennia, and has no idea what the Imperium is. And the Administratum would obviously love them to rejoin the Imperium you would have to force them to do so, either by diplomacy or might. So yes, that's another opportunity. So you certainly are able to do that. If you want other leads, I'm more than happy to give you other leads as well. All right, I'm just trying to come up with interesting seeds for you, and I could just ramble off a million things if you really want me to. But those are pretty common things for a rogue trader to do.
Okay. Has there been any blowback from Zarkov? Has word made it back to him? I would check in with Oros and find out what the stability of Footfall is, especially if we wind up returning. If there's anything that we should be on the lookout for, if that's going relatively smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. You haven't heard. I mean, he's certainly not happy about it.
Does he know?
Does he know in a month? Nah, he'd know. I mean, he's not incompetent as a rogue trader, and they have seneschals everywhere and spies, so fair. He likely has heard at this point, after the month period, in between maybe not as much, but after a month, he definitely knows that the artifact is no longer on the market.
Okay.
However, he could do a lot of things to you, but technically he's not supposed to kill you flat out on the station.
Well, he could try.
He can try, but that's kind of like in John Wick, right? Where it's like no business in the Continental Hotel. Like, you're kind of not supposed to kill another rogue trader flat out on Footfall just because of a deal gone sideways. So it's
I meant he could try insofar as that he could attempt it, and then I would gut him like a fish.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yes, he could attempt it, but would he? Probably unlikely as a straight-out attack.
Okay. And then the only other thing that I would want to accomplish while we were still in Port Wander, I would send something to to Carnot's stand. I wouldn't send him like the good whiskey again or anything, but I would send him something, almost as like a fuck you. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, like in the 40K universe that would be like appropriate. Like I wouldn't send him flowers, but it would be on the level of like, oh, here, these are for you.
Yeah, like corpse rations, although that's not as sissy as corpse rations are just lame and gross.
Yeah, no, I mean it would be I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I don't know the social convention enough to be like what would be insulting but not offensive.
Yeah, he would want to be like right on the border. Like, you know that this is fuck you, but you can't really say anything because it's not,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we'll say it was some sort of exotic fruit basket.
Yeah, something like that.
Like very high, like pretty nice, not that nice, but like pretty nice fruit basket.
It cost me a couple of thrones because somebody had to like really search for it. Like they had a whole month to go and find it.
Yeah. So yeah, you can. That's probably insulting enough.
That's fair. All right, I like it. So as all these things are coming in and kind of gathering information, whatever, I'll get with the crew. I check, see how everybody's doing, see how everybody's feeling, and then let them know. About this, how the merchants, found this planet, appears to be uninhabited, it's full of, they think that it has a lot of trace metals in it, be, valuable to the Imperium, valuable to them, valuable to us, get their opinion as far as if that is something, as a crew, they would be interested in, pursuing. It seems relatively safe, as it were, with maybe a really high return.
So I think my feeling is
great spin.
I think.
I mean, to be fair, safe. I mean, there's no people there, but there's definitely life on it. You just don't know what that is.
That's okay. I think my feeling is that we tuned up the engine, so I don't care where we go because we just get to use it and fly around a bit. So I'm pretty happy to, kick the tires. So I guess it's just a matter if we ask, Kayne if he wants to go somewhere just to start fighting a bunch of stuff, or we ask Jarnan if he wants to go try to, proselytize to some fallen brethren. I guess those would be the two choices of the places that we can go.
Kayne is looking for a better challenge because at this point now he's pretty much asked every single person on the ship that he deems worthy to punch him in the chest as hard as he can. So he needs to test the stuff out on something new.
Yeah, I mean, Jarnan knows that those metals are pretty worthwhile. However, there's a whole planet that just needs to be brought into the flock of the God Emperor. So that would absolutely be the way that he would recommend going.
So 1 for 1 then.
Well, 3 for 1. So Venari then would posit that if we undertake the mission for the merchant house, it will put us in better standing within the Imperium, and the extra coin, the extra throne that we would garner from completing this mission would allow us to increase our military force to accomplish the ends to which you are pushing towards.
Yes. Most in your line believe that they can buy their way into a good afterlife.
Hell guns for everyone.
Well, Jarnan, I just wish to help you accomplish your mission, and I believe this may be the easiest way to accomplish such. as capable as we may be, the majority of the crew is, of course, crewing the ship. I mean, we'll need to go in with more than just the 5 of us, and Kayne's small guard. Whole settlements would be, reticent. They've been out from under the thumb of the Imperium for, what is it, like 100 years, hundreds of years? I don't know what it is, Neil, since the last warp storm closed the...
Oh, thousands.
Oh, thousands of years. All right.
Yeah. It's been at least a millennia or more, for sure. I don't remember what the exact number is, but it's thousands of years.
Okay. They may be less than people at this point. Who knows what evolutionary path their lines took.
You do speak truth. It may be better for us to get better equipped before going down there and burning all those heretics until they submit to our God Emperor.
I would never steer you wrong, Jarnan. You know that.
And I would never steer you wrong.
Indeed. He tips a glass. He's got Amasek in front of him. He tips his glass to you. Not going to have a board meeting and not have some whiskey.
Of course.
All right. So if we are agreed, we should make contact with the Merchant Guild and see what information they can provide before setting out. They may be able to steer us in the right direction, maps and such. We take a look at their scans. Better to go in prepared.
That is wise.
All right. So I will have one of my agents contact the guild. Let them know that we are interested to hear what they have to say, and wait for a reply.
All right. It does not take too long before you get a response. They're more than happy to meet with you. They give you the location of their administrative offices and give you the name of their... I don't know what their ranks would be. I'm going to say Commodore. Why not?
Sure.
That sounds like a reasonable title for that level. It's a woman named Caladonna Sorelli.
You want to spell the last one?
It's... Yeah, Caldalana, 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 and then Sorelli is Cerelli.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's a Commodore, so, high enough level. They don't necessarily all have their own ship, per se, at that rank, although that would be similar to that rank. Maybe, actually, that would be higher, I think, than captain. I don't know. I don't know naval stuff, but let's say that's higher in the merchant ranks. So it's kind of like once you're beyond just the captain of a ship. So she would be in charge of more robust growth for the merchant scale.
Is everybody going, or?
Yeah.
I assume so.
Yeah, we don't want you to, trip on your cape and make yourself look like a fool again.
No, I got it hemmed. It works. It's fabulous now. He pulls it out and kind of strokes the fur. He's like, "Look, have you felt this? It's really soft."
No.
Here, just touch it.
My faith doesn't allow me to. Sorry.
I feel bad for you.
Yes.
All right, so we go over.
Okay.
I will bring her something as well. This is his shtick. He's always, trying to be the consummate professional in these social situations. So he would try to find out what if she had been looking for something, maybe try to find out something about her background that he could, bring a gift that would, maybe be a touchstone to something else. Like maybe she grew up on a hive world or whatever. So, something that would, I don't know, maybe remind her, whatever it is. I would try to do something like that.
Okay.
Do you want to make a roll or?
Yeah. Oh shit. That's God. What would that be? Sorry. Let me open that again. If you have suggestions, go ahead and yell it out.
I'm looking. Yeah, I don't know. Search.
Actually, no. There is a shit. There is.
I mean, barter would be to know the value.
Sorry, it's actually inquiry.
I have
the skill. Used that quite a bit. I mean, technically, it's used to like scout your ship, also for like people that are gonna like mutiny and shit. But inquiry is probably your best bet. You can have your seneschal do it for you. He would be trained basic, basically.
Trained basic, but what would his skill
be?
be?
He'd be roll at a 30. Any general person rolls at a 30, unless you essentially buy up your crew.
Well, would he be at a 15 then, if his skill is at 30? Because if he's trained basic, he'd be half, right?
No, he has it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Trained. Right. He's trained, so he does have it. So he can do that at 30. Okay.
I will clap him on the shoulder and tell him to make sure that he gets it done.
Okay.
So do you want me to roll or do you want to roll?
You roll.
All right. So it'll be rolling against a 40 then.
Yep.
47. Fuck.
Ooh. He comes back at this point. So he's like, give me a few days. He comes back and was like, she's quite mysterious. It really keeps to ourselves quite a bit, it seems. So I wasn't able to determine anything that could be used to, potentially accelerate negotiations. I'm sorry.
All right. You tried your best. He kind of gives him looks him up and down. He's like, this is the first time. Next time, make sure you don't fail.
This will be the last time, sir. I promise you.
Indeed, it will. So
I appreciate your humble. You're not. Well, let's just say I appreciate it. Thank you, Lord Captain. I'll be out of your way now.
Just go.
Brain no work. I can't think of words.
That's okay.
Ugh. Anyway.
So he will go the old-fashioned route. He will find like a huge fucking bouquet of flowers to bring.
Okay.
Not knowing anything about her.
Okay.
Or, like if that would even be appropriate in this universe. Like I don't know, as dark as that universe is, I don't know, but like he would appeal to her feminine nature then.
Okay. There's their offices are quite. You start getting into like the fancier part of the station, obviously well away from the dregs. The merchants' guild areas, of course, like super ornate, fucking gold laced everything, platinum. I mean, it's like opulent as hell. To show off just how wealthy and powerful they are. So you go into their offices. You greet essentially the administrative person. They show you to a conference room. In steps a fairly tall woman. She's over 6 foot for sure. Sort of, definitely intimidating, stern looking. Your guess would be former military that then perhaps joined the merchant guild to be richer and less dead. Often, yes, military service can get you, if you're good, could certainly get you offers in the private sector that pay well. So she greets you. Hello, gentlemen.
Ah, yes. Good evening. He kind of looks at her and he looks at the flowers. He kind of looks at her and he's like, "It was the best I could do on short notice. You are a very mysterious woman, according to my seneschals. I normally try to go above and beyond for meetings such as these."
I'd like to say thank you. I do appreciate the gesture. I would have, of course, appreciated more if you hadn't tried to spy on me beforehand in order to butter me up, but I'm more of a business first, pleasure later. These are quite lovely. I'll give them to my assistant. I'm sure she will be more than pleased, but I like to keep my private matters private, so the likes of your organization can't easily pry. I don't want anyone to have a leg up. At the Merchants Guild, you see, we're all are equal in their value, and we certainly wouldn't want to give unfair advantage. So I try to keep my private matters to myself. Let's just talk about the deal as it is the deal.
Okay, that's
Real
fine.
quick, I'm assuming Kayne's there. Are we all
Yes.
there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Kayne's gonna hit the button on the side of his helmet. Whole front visor is gonna kind of lift up, and he's gonna pull a cigar out of a pouch, put it in his mouth, and give her a nod and go, "Hey."
She gives you a stern nod.
Little smirk.
Oh, business first. That's I can appreciate that. Of course, we're all in business. I meant no offense. I only wish to to appeal to your better sensibilities. I can. My reputation is depending on who you talk to, checkered. But I meant no ill offense.
I take no offense, but I know your reputation. I know the reputation of most rogue traders. They're all, they all try to loosen lips and bribe and corrals any way they can to get the better end of the deal, and that's fine. But perhaps I should take a step back. Let's have proper introductions. My name is Caldolana Solari, or Sorelli. Sorry, Caldolana Sorelli. I don't know my own name. Edit that out, John. Do you want me to reset? No. Edit now. Edit now. Anyway.
I'm going to leave all this in.
Anyway. Okay.
No.
Yes. Now.
No.
I'm Commodore of the Coronis Expanse Merchants Fleet. In this case, it is of the trading family
Back yourself into a corner.
Jelusus. Jullus. All these have a lot of repeat vowels. I don't like it, but in this case, my charge is to direct the fleets exploring the Coronis Expanse. Of course, we don't want to have too many in such dangerous territory. We leave that more to your ilk, if possible, though we do have exploratory missions here or there. And it just so happens I'm sure, as you've heard, is the reason for this meeting, discovered some quite interesting assets that we would like to exploit. However, Merchants Guild is not in the business of securing locations of such unusual biology. Seems as if there are if it was a dead planet, we'd certainly be willing to send our own men in, but we'd prefer to take a route We prefer to, I would say, spread the risk out and have you and your crew secure the location and set up an operation for us, paying you handsomely, splitting the profit, so that we can all share in the bounty of the expanse.
Interesting. Before we continue, of course, you know that I am Venari Hallerman, and he will, big bow, arms out, and everything.
Yep.
My cigar smoking first in command, my right hand man is Kayne Lomelin. I don't know if Kayne is there.
Jarnan's gonna like nudge him in the ribs.
I said, hey.
You gotta not be mute when you say hey.
I just said it too softly.
He forgot to lift up his visor.
Yeah.
My eyes are up here, sir.
I made my choice.
Our berobed friend, our emissary of the ecclesiarchy, Jarnan. Forget your last name.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get like a little bow.
It's a pleasure to meet a man of the cloth.
And we also have, oh, God damn it. Now I'm going to have to edit. MS Core, our Voidmaster, is very handy.
So I'm just going to look over and say, okay, so where are we going? And just out of character, I have very bad fellowship. So I'm just going to look at her and say, so where are we flying to?
Straight into the point. I like it. Everybody's all about business. Indeed. Maybe pleasure later. And he kind of like, gives her the,
Sure, yeah.
God.
She doesn't really, you don't notice a response at all. Like, she's just very like, all right.
Right. Well, he kind of figured, but, that's his thing. So speaking of the biology, you said that it's interesting. Is there any information you can give us, scans that you can share of the planet? Any useful bits of information you have before we depart would be most appreciated.
Absolutely. I mean, upon successful negotiation, and if we come to appropriate terms, we're more than happy to share all of the technical data we gathered on the planet, including all geological surveys. We had quite expansive augury scans of the entire planet, pinpointing the locations of the most valuable minerals and trace metals. And I will say, it will be quite worth your while in this case. It's not a simple extraction of, of iron or other common metals. These are quite valuable, particularly to the Imperial Navy, who needs them in the more sophisticated repairs and construction of newer ships and the refurbishment of old ships. There's quite a few of these metals that are very difficult to recycle. So, of course, we can share all of that. There's also some scans of the planet's surface and what indigenous fauna we have observed. Of course, nothing close enough to determine exactly what is there. However, it does seem well populated, and some of the creatures seem to be quite large based on the movement and scans we have performed. So, of course, that's why we're trying to partner in this instance instead of doing it ourselves. I think a crew like yours, someone who's used to perhaps more precarious situations, would be better suited. Of course, I could lead a ship as I was an officer in the Imperial Navy, but let's say our crews are not necessarily hardened soldiers. And so I would prefer someone better suited for the task secure this for us to make sure we gain the most and lose the least. I'm sure you'd be more than capable of handling it. You have quite the resources at hand, as I understand it, and you've gotten a reputation for being able to successfully achieve difficult goals, it seems. and have obtained some interesting items as of late. So I trust that we would be in good hands if you're amenable.
The best hands. We are problem solvers. Although you look like you could quite easily handle yourself.
Of course, certainly. I wish sometimes that I were back on the bridge, feeling the lays, the sizzle of the lays cannons of a boarding action. But as you can see, she knows, her uniform is like super fucking awesome, like super opulent. She's like, obviously, life is a little more comfortable, even if less than exciting all of the time.
Indeed. As to the ownership of the planet itself, is that in question at all now? Is this going to be claimed by the Merchants Guild or by the Imperium itself?
The Merchants Guild will claim land rights. Of course, we will pay all required tariffs and duties to the Imperium as per common treaty. However, it will be the property of the Merchants Guild. You would not take acquisition of the planet. However, you would get a percentage of the profits and land rights. As of such, could see considerable wealth over time, a very steady stream for at least, well, longer than probably either of us will be alive before we would extract the minerals from this particular planet. So it's quite a wealthy endeavor to partake in.
And the long-term protection of this planet would be left to...
Well, the Merchants Guild does have, once the planetary body itself is secure, the Merchants Guild would, of course, protect all cargo transports, as well as set up perimeter defenses in the form of ships. We can also provide security on the ground, assuming enough infrastructure is in place in order for us to do so with minimal loss. So if you are able to work with us to initiate construction of the mining and extraction platforms, we would then obviously send resources in order to increase security and fortifications. In the meantime, we would ask that you protect the operations, at least in the short term, while we get sufficient resources on planet to defend itself.
Okay, that seems
course, unless all the life there is completely, passive and doesn't attack anything. I've not seen many alien worlds that seems to happen on, but just, between you and I, that's not usual. But if it's all peaceful, then it would be easy money for all of us. Otherwise, we would ask that you clear the area, if you would, as best as possible.
Well, easy money is the best money.
Of course it is.
It seems reasonable enough. What percentages are we contemplating? This will require quite a bit of our time in protection and oversight until the immediate area is pacified and you can begin to construct your defenses and your rigs and such.
Well, our standard offer is 20%.
20%. And how long would you think that we would need to stay and, oversee?
She starts calculating. At best guess, assuming you are able to quickly secure a landing site, And assuming, of course, accurate navigation of the warp of our mining and colonization ships, perhaps 3 months.
20%. 3 months, huh?
But 20% forever of a very valuable resource.
That is true. That is true. Perhaps you can throw in a little plot of land, maybe a place for a vacation home, assuming that the fauna is pacified.
I could take it above my office. However, it is very unusual to be granted land rights on a new colony. I would urge you to consider another negotiation tactic. For instance, I could easily offer you 25%. Of my own accord, I don't need any other sign-off, but providing you private lands on a critical supply line for the Merchants Guild would be difficult for me to negotiate. But I'm more than happy to try. If that is what you want, I can try.
He looks to the crew for any input.
Kayne kind of gives a shrug. And he says, it's not like I'm going to build a house.
Fair point.
So if we get a bit of land and the merchant house is doing mining, does that restrict us from not doing any mining with our bit of land?
Well, I would look at it as a further protection of our mutual investment.
Well, your colleague makes an interesting point. You would not have rights to extract resources from the planet, even if granted land rights. You would be given simply the land right, not mineral rights. The merchant house will not give up any of that. They will give percentages, but they would not allow you to extract out from under them. That would go very poorly in your negotiation, I assure you.
Oh, understood. I do not mean to infringe upon your rights of extraction.
So what would you do with this land?
I just have a little place away, a little hidey hole if we needed to maybe hole up somewhere sometime in the future. Is it far from the main shipping lanes, or is it right smack in the center?
Well, there are no main shipping lanes at the moment in the Coronis Expanse, and it is off the beaten path. So, no, it is not in major lanes. You would be quite out of the way. Perhaps if what you are looking for is an opportunity to, let's say, relax and take a break in your downtime, perhaps it would be possible to grant you access to a facility at the mining space. As obvious as minority owners, you certainly could be granted rights to inspect the facility for integrity. And as well, perhaps the Merchant Guild would be quite more likely to grant you access to a facility. Of course, if you bankroll the facility, then whatever goes in there would be your business. But the land rights themselves would be still wholly owned by the guild.
I was thinking a place a little off the beaten path, maybe out in the woods, a nice lake. Something where I wouldn't be bothered.
She looks around. It would be difficult to negotiate that. However, you could, perhaps we can compromise. You could, if you would agree to staff a facility, perhaps you could be contracted as a private security force for planetary defense, in which case you'd of course need a base of operations on the planet at your discretion, whatever is most tactically advantageous, as long as you are able to staff it appropriately. Of course, that would offload the expense of the Merchants Guild in securing the establishment at all times, and you would have free reign to do as you will as a private contractor to equip your facility as needed. Perhaps that would be a solution?
Sounds like something that I would be interested in.
Of course, it would only take trained men, something that I'm sure you could procure quite easily, and I'm sure if it's your respite from chaos and all of the nefarious dealings that rogue traders have to deal with on a regular basis, you would want it to be quite secure anyway. So as long as your men are willing to, protect the mining establishment's interests as well, which you have a vested interest in, then I think perhaps it'd be a win-win for both of us.
Indeed, it sounds like we have an accord.
Then I shall write an agreement, and I will provide you with all necessary contracts and legally binding language as soon as possible. And for your review, please let me know if this all looks acceptable to you.
Excellent. You can have them sent over to my ship. I look forward to working with you and maintaining a strong and positive relationship.
I hope so. I hope that I'm not putting too much faith in your crew.
They deserve the utmost faith.
Well, I hope so. I hope that you earn all of the trust that I am giving you. We have had many offers, but I think this might be perhaps more opportune for us at the moment.
Indeed. Sounds perfect.
All right. She excuses herself.
Before she goes, I slip my card on the table.
Okay.
with my private, comm or whatever. I'll just, reach out, stick it on the corner of her desk so that she sees it before she leaves.
All right. She picks it up, smirks just the very slightest, and slips it into her breast pocket and walks out.
So she walks out and he turns around and he goes, he rubs his hands together and he goes, all right, this should be some easy money, and we've got a little place to hole up if the heat comes.
You have no shame.
We are helping the Imperium of Man to extract precious metals for the defense of the Empire itself. The metals that are there are going to help to rejuvenate and revivify the Navy that is going to help to protect the Imperium of Man and spread the religion of the God Emperor across the universe.
Jarnan just kind of nods and then shakes his head. Can we leave? Please.
We're getting thrones, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of thrones. Kayne, we are gonna be rolling in thrones.
Sounds painful, Bad Acket.
All right, he claps you on the shoulder. He goes, "All right, we're done here. Let's head back to the ship. We'll await the contracts. We'll begin to make preparations, and we'll set out."
So at the end of this detail, are we then going to go to this lost and now found planet?
Indeed, as my promise to you had been, we will accomplish this mission. We will bulge our coffers full of thrones. We will hire more men, and we will go and purge the unclean from this rogue imperial settlement.
Then I am game. Let us go then.
Indeed. Head back to
All
the
right.
ship.
All right, head back to the ship. Can I take like a bio break?
Yeah.
Edit.
Yep. We'll edit. If you're going to go, I'm going to go. Yeah, we'll edit.
I gotta pee real bad.
All right. Did everybody leave?
Hey.
Hey,
Nope.
That was weird.
but I'm not here. Am I here?
Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay.
So are you guys good? I kind of hate that. You know, it becomes like a one-person thing, like when we do negotiations and stuff.
I think it would be weird if we all jumped in and started. For
Yeah.
stuff like this, you should take the lead, anyways. I think so.
You take the talkie talk, and then we take everything else.
Okay, I mean that's fair. It makes me feel weird a little bit because we do a lot of RP, so it becomes a lot of talky talk. It's like,
No, but I think when we do stuff like this, you always take the lead. But then if we do stuff where we're not talking to other official people, I think we
Right.
do a lot of role playing with each other. So I think it ends up balancing out. And then the game's called Rogue Trader, so of course you're going to get more of the speaking part anyway. So
yeah. I mean, Kayne's got his thing now. Like he's just in for the thrones. He's like, whatever. Like, just give me something to shoot. And Jarnan
Right.
always gets his digs in, which I love. And then I feel like Kevin, you're like kind of sort of in between things, kind of like hanging out, like.
well, and I think the way the crew breaks down, so it doesn't equal, it doesn't even out where it's the deciding one way or another. But I like to go with one side if it looks one way or the other. The throwing that vote either way. So no, I think it works out really good.
Okay, cool. I worry about that stuff is all.
I mean, I'm sure too. Once we break down into our independent parts, like Jarnan often speaks up more when dealing with Imperium and with the ecclesiarchy, and I won't speak up when it's military because there's issues there. But sure, if there's another pilot that you guys will chat up and everything, so, you know,
Makes sense.
all works out.
All right. So we head back to the ship. We'll wait for contracts to be drawn up. We'll begin to make the necessary requisitions. You know, if we've been there for a month, of like we need to restock food. You know, give guys final leave, shore leave. You know, in preparation of leaving. I would. So we have that other acquisition kind of in the bank. Do we want to expend that while we're here for additional troops in preparation of then staffing a base here? And do that now? I mean, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like a regiment, but I think we could get like maybe like 1,000 dudes or something like that, or a couple of hundred dudes. I don't know. I forget what.
I was gonna say 30, and you just blew my number out the water.
Well, for availability major for a regiment, which is 500 to 1,000, it's only minus 10, which would be 40. If we got a company, that company would probably be better, right? 50 to 100.
Yeah,
that would be plus 0. So it'd be rolling against a 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, if we're, you know, since the discussions went that way where we want to get a foothold there, I mean, if everyone else agrees with that acquisition, yeah, I'm good with that.
And then we can get those motherfuckers to start building the things that we need while we're gone, because we're going to have to. So his plan then is to have a place where we can go if needs be and we need to bail, but also to start to cement different locations within the expanse where we have some interest, where we're making money. So we would be providing defense on planet for we're protecting our investment to a greater or lesser extent, but we also have some place to go where we can hole up if we're attacked. We'll have a base there with dudes, which is maybe or maybe not going to be easier depending on what the planet is, as opposed to the place that's inhabited by fucking warp demons, which is still on the table. But I'm figuring maybe when we circle back around like 5th or 6th level.
I mean, to be fair, they could have been warp corrupted by the artifact. You don't technically know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Although I'm a real dick, so probably not. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, shit was fucked up there. Like, we know that. So there's potentially a cruiser's or half a cruiser's worth of people who are potentially, you know, warp mutated by the artifact. So if this is just flora and fauna that we have to worry about, which could be terrible in and of itself, I assume it is because it's Rogue Trader. But maybe, you know, if they're not sentient, maybe that's a little bit easier. You know, you just set up a perimeter and, you know, like if you're in Africa, you set up a perimeter, you throw out a fucking, you know, a wall full of sticks and wait for the lines to come, you know?
Wow, that took a turn way less offensive than I thought it was going to take. So, kudos.
Well, that's what they do. Do you watch Survivor?
Well, I didn't think I was going to be like, oh, please don't be the British and just be like, you just set up a machine gun and.
No.
Zulu Dawn.
I was like, whoa, dial it back.
Yeah, we're gonna Zulu Dawn everything.
Ooh, let's not go there. It's a touchy subject.
So the 20%. She said that's 20% in perpetuity then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's essentially, so it translates to profit factor, essentially, because profit factor is not thrones. Profit factor is a continuous business interest that lets you acquire things.
Yes.
So, like, it is, profit factor is seen as, like, income more than it is your bank account, right? So Just
So then every once in a while it would go up then? Is that what we're saying? Every once in a while you would shout out and say you'd get...
Not really. So no, it's more like, let's say you have let's say this gives you 4 profit factor. Essentially what it means is your 20% interest in this gives you thrones coming in. But since you own an asset that's getting all of these thrones coming in, you could essentially borrow money. You could do so. It doesn't go up. It basically gives you a capital to use, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going up or down unless you lose a business interest, right? So it's kind of like, oh, well, I just opened 3 new restaurants. It's like, well, you're getting more money coming in. So it's not that it's ever going to go, those 3 restaurants are only going to make as much as they're going to make. They max out at some point.
So for the game mechanic, the profit factor would just go up, like you said, just by 4, and just for game mechanics, then we just have 4 more, and then whatever that means on the back end, whether that's thrones you want to spend or whatever, that's just part of the...
So it's it's against your rolls and against your influence. So it's kind of like a non-concrete thing. It's like a sum total of your ability to get shit. So the 20% interest, mechanically speaking, would be if you can secure everything, 2 to 3 profit factor. But that's a fuck ton, right? Because that's a ship component that's expensive. So that's not a small amount, particularly. I mean, plus it's a minor stake. Also, you could have negotiated probably for more profit factor and a out of character weight. You could have argued for more profit factor, but not gotten.
He wanted the property. He wanted the space. I figured I probably could have pushed her up to 30, but
you could have pushed her up to 30. So I would have given you 4 profit factor essentially instead of probably 3. So, and just so you know, to take the planet, that's up to you. The contract for security, you might need the major, you might need the regiment because it's basically securing the entire mining operation on the planet. So eventually you'll need a regiment to hold everything. That doesn't mean clearing out an initial space is a regiment's required. Just so that's not a you don't need that, but necessarily probably wouldn't hurt, but you don't need to roll that right now.
I'm thinking. So we're gonna have to take. Well, let me ask you this, because then maybe this is a roll. Then I don't know. I would want to take construction supplies, since we didn't negotiate for that, for us to build the place that I'm looking for, unless initially we leave our 100 dudes, at the mining site proper, and then as thrones start to come in, then move them off site to build our own facility. So then the 100 would be there to protect the facility proper for now. As thrones start to come in, then I would move building materials and then maybe work crews there to then construct a facility for us.
Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. Let me put it this way. Here's how these are your options. Because you have a good point. It's a good point. Here's the options. You could roll for things, but laying it out very simply, you could roll for the 100 guys, and they could stay at the mining facility because the Merchants Guild is going to send them to set up the mine. They're paying for the mining equipment. You don't have to do that.
Right.
You're securing the facility. If you are trying to acquire the construction materials through your own means, you would roll against profit factor.
Okay. So that would be 2 rolls. We only have 1.
But you would get 3 profit factor So you get your 3 profit factor because you're going to secure the place, and you're getting the land rights, or you're getting mineral right. You're getting 20%. So then essentially, or if you want, you could back out the costs of whatever your forward base is. You could do 2 profit factor. You could burn a profit factor essentially, and your base materials are secured with no roll.
I like it. I mean,
So
if you guys are okay with that, I like that, right? So we go up to 52. They provide all the materials.
For the base, yeah. They'll essentially build you whatever base you're looking for.
Then we don't have to have crews building shit. We don't have to oversee people putting stuff together. We have the specifications. We put the tech priests on or whatever. We're like, this is what we want, and then they build it, and then it's there.
Yeah. And all you're supplying is men in that case. You're essentially a private contractor security force.
Yep.
So
Blackwater.
Yeah. Your guys are Blackwater, plus you own part of what they're protecting. But yes, so you could just, the Merchants Guild is willing, if you just say, look, we're going to just, you build it, take that out of our cut. And they'll just build what you want within reason. Like, you're not going to have like crazy planetary macro batteries or anything, but like a regular base facility, as long as it's not insane shit. You're like, oh, I want a teleportarium. Like, well, you're not going to get that.
Sure.
But like, yes, like a
underground bunkers, like
anything that you can essentially rationally justify as a private contractor security force, what you need to protect the planet from its own inhabitant fauna, or potentially any invaders that would come on land. They will protect the orbit, but in the event of something landing, then your men would want to take care of that too. So as long like that's pretty easy to justify a lot of shit. So yeah, anything that would be reasonable. I mean, 1 profit factor would get you pretty good stuff for planet, for like ground shit. It's just right. Like
we don't have
batteries
orbital cannons and stuff. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Are you guys okay with that?
Down.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that makes it easy. They sign off. If you're willing to do that, they're more than happy.
All right. Sounds good. And the base will be not right there. Like it'll be secure enough that like if we needed to pull back, like they can't just come over and knock on a door for a cup of sugar. Like we're away with the means to, once everything is secure.
Sure. Yeah, you would basically. Yeah, you could argue. You could always argue like, oh, it's proprietary and we have confidential blah blah blah. So like we're over here, we send guys over to patrol, but like don't worry about it. This is our shit. Like, don't touch our shit. Like you can have it definitely far enough away, because also right, you want maybe forward operating base, right? Like you don't. I mean, there's eventually will be multiple installations that your folks patrol, but it doesn't. That at some point you're not going to be at every facility, so you may want to position it, between facilities, in the middle of several. That's still pretty far from all of them because they're all spread out everywhere of this planet. But you're in the middle, so you can get everywhere. Right. So yeah.
Okay, I love it.
Abstractly, yes, you would be able to. It's not like connected to their facility.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. So what are you getting right now to prepare? So your job right now is to secure essentially
I think it was a regiment, right? Is that we just said I closed the book?
Well, a regiment would be the final number you need, like platoon. Totally. A platoon would
company.
be a company is down from that. Sure, that's the +0. Your job is essentially you got to secure like a 10 by 10 kilometer zone around the most concentrated mineral deposit. once you secure that, like the Merchants Guild ships theoretically will follow very closely to you. So they'll be in orbit.
Right. And we're going to be there. I mean, I'm not dropping the guys off and like, peace out, we'll see you later. Like, we're going to be there overseeing.
Yeah, I just meant like, it's not like you guys don't have to go wipe out 10 by 10, call them, and they're going to be like, we'll warp there in 4 months. Whoops. Like, they'll be behind you so that like once you secure it, their initial like little, like their mining platform shit will start dropping once you secure it.
Right.
You really have to secure that, but you don't have to like literally be like, well, guys, let's camp out in tents for months.
Yeah.
Because that would be a waste of time and money for everybody. They wouldn't do that. That's stupid. But they definitely will let you take some arrows first in case. I mean, there could be any amount of ambushes or anything as well. So you never know.
Okay. Yep. No, that totally works. So I will make that roll. So that roll should be a 50 then.
Good luck.
Here's hoping. Oh, I don't even know which one to call first. It's going to be this turquoise one. Fuck you, 59. No, 39. It's a 39. I thought it was a 5. I was like, son of a bitch.
That's convenient.
It is. Look, there it is. It looks like a 5, but it's a 3.
All right. All right.
That actually was the 5. There's the 3.
All right. Wait, what level of was that average? That's not like a crack. Right?
It doesn't, like, all it says is the size. It doesn't give you.
If you're rolling, I'd say if you're rolling at if you're rolling at base 0, then it would be a just average.
Yeah,
because if you do crack, it's a +10.
Yeah.
Which too late now.
Yeah.
Made that by 1. So you just got regular dipshits.
That's fine. They're there to get murdered, so it doesn't
You got
matter.
conscript, but you know what is it? 50 to 100 guys. That's a pretty fair amount of guys as cannon fodder, essentially.
All right, cool. So I will. So when we go out, I take Kayne with me to do the inspections, to run the guys through their paces, to choose the 100 or so best guys that we can find. Like, we'll put out a call and be like, hey, we're going off planet. We've got some stuff for you to do. The pay's decent, and then that's what Kayne comes back with.
I line them all up. And I have each one of them punch me in the chest. And the 100 that punch me the hardest get the job.
I don't see any of that, so I can't say anything. Oh my God, Neil, you're frozen? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm here. What do I? Yeah, you got 100 guys. I don't know.
All right, cool.
You get 100 guys that punch harder than the other 100 guys. You got 200 guys in the line, and you got the hardest punching 100.
That's all I wanted.
It was 50-50. I don't know. That's the best you got. I don't know. But like, they definitely weren't like Bruce Lee 1 inch, quarter-inch punch, 1 inch punch. So like, they're just punching like regular punching. Pretty hard, some of them, but the other ones are just like regular. They're just regular punching.
Basically, I'm assuming that at least 100 of them broke their hand when they punched me. So the ones that didn't break their hands get the job.
Yeah, I mean, several of them injured themselves really, really badly. I don't think there's universal health care in Warhammer. I think you just get thrown in a fucking dumpster. So I don't know.
Every time
you probably just get thrown in a dumpster, honestly.
Yeah. I just had Carlos shoot him in the head with a bolter and then kick him off to the side.
And then we had somebody dragging them back to the ship to make rations.
Right.
Exactly.
You're like, we got to stock up, guys. We're going to be out there a while.
And then you
Another
just
one
turn
for
to
the
the other
grinder.
guys. Yeah, he's like, yeah, at least you're not that guy.
Yeah. It really makes the next guy punch like a lot harder. A lot harder. Because he's like, oh shit, that guy just got shot in the face and dragged away. I better punch real hard. It seems like as time goes on, punches get harder. People get really adrenalined up.
There's a couple guys that broke their hands, but they're trying not to lead on that they broke their hands. So they're just like, yeah.
They just scream real loud. They're like, yeah, I'm so badass. And you're
That's
like,
the guy I want.
yeah. Meanwhile, he's like, owie. All right. Anything else? What else are you doing? Are you doing anything else at the moment? Do you need anything else before you head out?
I'm assuming I don't get a visit before we leave.
Nope. You haven't shown that you're badass enough yet.
Fair enough. I didn't think she was coming. That's fine.
I'll take the card as a, well, let's see how badass he is when he gets to that planet.
Nice. All right. Does
He's
Carnot
just going to
stand?
use that card to get to me.
Yeah. Does Carnot stand take any actions? Does he do anything, or was he placated by Jarnan? I know John
Nothing
succeeded on the
happened.
roll, but
Nothing happens.
yeah, okay.
That doesn't mean he's, I mean, whether he do something blatantly flat out right now, who knows? But, you know, sending an insulting gift. He's probably not the type to just straight out be like, I'm gonna fucking go try to fucking shoot him in the face. It'd probably be more subtle in this case with the ecclesiarchy, but you never know.
Okay, that's fair. I think I have a negative to dealing with him now anyway, if I remember correctly from last time. If not, I'm sure I do
think
now.
so. Yeah. Yeah. It's not good. He didn't like you at all.
I didn't like him either.
So
I'm going to write it down, even if I don't, because I like it. All right. So, yeah, if we have all of our stuff, if the... I ask Emmaus, I'm like, before we go, he's like, you know, have you overseen the retrofitting? Does everything check out? Mechanicus has done good work?
It's just waiting for us to give it a go. I think we're ready to go.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you the honors.
Okay.
Oh, before we go, I will make sure that we have an astropath link to, you know, their base here. I'm assuming if we don't have one, we're like, hey, one of your astropaths so we can communicate with you when we get there to make sure that everything is...
you definitely have an astropath always on. You'll always have an astropath on
Okay.
board and acquire with them. But yes, you will be able to communicate to the merchant guild's choir as well.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, Kevin, take it away.
Okay, so we're doing a pilot, right?
Well, actually, do we have to do warp navigation on that shit first?
Yeah, although technically, no, yes, but I haven't been, like, you have like a regular navigator, so I've just been rolling to see if there's crazy shit that happens. So let me just look real quick to see what that table is and see if anything fun happens to you guys. I'm just going to assume like you get like, essentially like you do an average job of it because you don't have one.
Right.
But there's still like warp encounter possibilities, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to like roll for those. But most of the time, if you like, okay, just so you guys get the mechanic I'm using, if you, in this case, the Merchants Guild, fairly well, the warp navigation, the path to get there. So you're unlikely to get super lost. So
Okay.
I only roll like one warp encounter as like a normal trip. And when you don't know what's happening, I will roll like navigator as a 30 and roll the guy shit or whatever. And sometimes that requires you to like you get fucked over and you're in fucking warp space forever and you don't know what's happening.
Well, it'll always be
So-
at least 40 because I always tell them you better do a good fucking job before we
That's
take
true.
off.
It's always 40. So like you're always good there. So like that's pretty decent. So you usually don't get screwed over too badly by that.
Actually, technically, it should be 50, right? Because we have a crack crew, so with the 10%, we give them
About to
50.
say that exactly.
Oh wait, you have a crack crew? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We paid. That was part of our ship points that we paid. Yeah. Well, so I'm assuming then, like, we're never going to make it anywhere on time, right? So, like, if it takes 3 days in the warp, it's going to take us a week. If it takes a month, it's going to take us a month and a half, just because.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, unless you want to make the rolls all the time, and then that's
I
fine
essentially
too.
assume it's either if you have a fairly good path, it'll be mostly on time. If you don't, it's going to be a little longer.
Okay.
Roughly. In this case, narrative flair. It's not really a mechanic at stake here. As you initiate warp travel, you're traveling through the warp. It's I don't know, let's say it's kind of off from the beaten path somewhat. So let's say it's a 2 to 3 week warp trip. During that time, the Geller field, which is essentially your shell, your shield from all of the fucked up shit in the warp,
I don't like where this is going.
fluctuates. So as you're traveling, the Geller field starts like in Star Trek, it's like shields are at 50%, and then at 10%, and then it's back to 90, and then it's at 30, and then it's at 100, and then it's at 10, and then it's at 5, and then you're like, oh fuck. So essentially, like, if you have no Geller field and you go into the warp, like, it's literally like being teleported to hell. Like, demons immediately just fuck everything up. So, like, you need the Geller field. So mechanically, there's really no. It doesn't say there's a mechanic per se to it. It is.
We make like a sanity check or something like that. It's like people see all this fucked
technically,
up
it's
stuff.
prayers
Corruption.
to the machine. It actually says you either make hasty prayers to the machine god or you return to real space in order to like get it to stop fluctuating. But you don't have a tech freak.
Well, we have that dude.
You do have the dude. If he's a crack crew, though, he's rolling against a 50%.
Yeah, because I would yell at him, "Get that Geller field fixed! What the fuck is going on? Shoot that demon!"
All right, so he's like freaking out. Oh, he fails miserably.
God damn it!
The Geller field fails, and you immediately drop out of warp, like as fast as possible when it totally fails.
Like it's a safety measure, like the ship auto drops itself out of warp.
Kinda, yeah. Like the navigator is like he's on it enough that like at some point, yes, like if a Geller field drops, he's like immediate, just like I'm out, like get out, get out, get out, straight up. This could be fun. All right, hold on.
I assume that Kayne scrambles his squad when things start to get hairy, because I would trust those guys with weapons.
Hmm.
The regular, like I would be barking command, like as all these things were happening, I'd be like, crew to your quarters, lock the doors. Kayne would be yelling to get his crew assembled. We get those jagoffs that we just brought on board. We get them squared away with last rifles, so they couldn't really hurt anybody, and get them in a defensive position, like around the bridge, around key positions, maybe 5 squads led by one each of Kayne's guys, or whatever Kayne thought was the best tactical strategy.
Row of murder servitors in front of every single person.
I don't think we have those though.
I thought them.
Yeah, I thought we did. Yeah.
Did
We
we
have murder servitors? Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, so the murder servitors are out.
So when we drop out of the warp, I look over the captain and say, "Look, this wasn't me. This was the navigator's fault." And then I take a drink real quick.
I look at you for a long moment, and then I look at the navigator, and I say, "Status report."
The Gellerfield failed, sir. It wasn't my fault. The engineers down, the tech priests must have failed their duties. They did not adequately appease the machine god.
So you claim no responsibility for the actions that are occurring? It's someone else's fault then.
My navigation was true.
Indeed, and yet we are out of the warp and dead in space right now.
Would you prefer... I'm sorry, Lord Captain, but I can't imagine you would prefer us remain in the warp with no Gellerfield to protect us.
Of
Kayne
course
does not
not.
appreciate that this guy has raised his voice so harshly to the rogue trader. So he has now pulled Deborah, his bolt pistol, out of the holster and is holding it to the guy's head.
He stops talking very quickly.
I look at Kayne and I kind of smirk, and then I with my left hand I kind of wave him down. Maybe you may get your chance, Kayne. No worries. We need him right now because we have not reached our destination. We will reach our destination currently, won't we? Navigator. I don't even use his name. Navigator.
Lord Captain, I promise I will do everything in my power to ensure we get there to our destination as quickly as possible. However, if the tech priests are unable to perform their duty and cannot return the Gellerfield operational status, I can take us into the warp, sir, but I can't imagine that would be advisable for anyone on board. Without the Gellerfield intact, we would be at the mercy of the forces of chaos themselves.
Well, might give Jarnan something to do. He's always itching to bring the unclean elements to bear for the Imperium. He smirks.
Yeah, I'm just looking around and I just kind of unhook my flamer. Just point me in the right direction. Don't worry about it. Let's hop back in.
I put my hand on the navigator's shoulder, squeeze slightly. I reach over him, hit the comm button, boop, and call down to the engineering department. And what the fuck's that guy's name? Let me say it right. Sarvik, I assume you're on station. What's the status?
Sir, the Gellerfield is not yet operational. I'm working on it as fast as possible. I apologize. I will have it ready momentarily. Please, just a moment.
Indeed, a moment is as long as we've been here. We need to get moving. We have things to do. We have places to be. We can't just be sitting out here in space with our thumbs up our asses.
You hear a lot of screaming, and then some very very loud. What Kayne would definitely recognize the sound of a bolter firing, or a bolt pistol firing. That's an engineering.
Engineering, right?
And then you hear a scream, and then, sir, please, you must help us immediately. Something must have come from the warp. Everyone hide. You hear just shredding ass bolt pistol fire.
He flicks the switch back up. He looks at Kayne. Shall we?
And if that hell gun on the back.
You want to give that again, Jesse?
No, I don't.
All you said was Hellgun.
It's Hellgun off the back. And it just hits the visor down. Do it.
Gentlemen, seems that we have work to do.
Yeah, Jarnan's going to take out his chainsword and kind of screw it onto the end of his flamer. Haft it in two hands, go. Yeah, that sounded like a demon. I'm on it.
All right. Coming, Emmaus?
Yeah, I can test out my new armor. I'm ready to go.
It's going to be a party.
All right. Kayne, real quick, will get on Vox and call to Sector 37G and have them lock down engineering. Hopefully he gets a response.
Yeah, they Roger on it, and they start locking down bulkheads.
All right. Yeah, so we make our way down there, prepped and ready to go. Are you bringing your guard with us, or is it just us? Are they going to be secondary defense?
Yeah, I figured there's already kind of a handful around the area, so they'll position some outside the bulkheads that are on lockdown currently.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think that we need anybody else inside necessarily.
Yeah.
Be outside just in case.
All right, sounds good.
God, I hope this doesn't kill you. I got worried because I realized I chose a different book. Anyway, if you're wondering, this came from the Death Watch book.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's only one, so you're fine. I needed a cool chaos thing, and that has more chaos stuff. All right, you get to the engineering section. The bulkhead unseals, I'm guessing, at Kayne's command in order to enter the main engineering area. And you can clearly hear screaming and what certainly is a unnaturally fearsome voice. Screaming in old. Oh fuck! What's the name of the language? What's the old language?
So a chaos language?
Well, no. There's the old and new imperial languages, or ancient and new, modern, basically. So he's speaking ancient, but he's definitely yelling obscenities and heresy about the God Emperor and how he's going to destroy everything that the Imperium stands for. And then you Low Gothic, sorry, is actually the language.
Okay.
There's High Gothic and Low Gothic. And as you enter the bulkhead goes behind you, you see essentially a door. It's not a bulkhead door, just like a regular interior metal door, just smash apart. And there's what looks as much as any of you could imagine to be a space marine, but all fucking evil. So like like skulls, flaming skulls on his back, like mutated, rotten fucking blood and gore all over the armor. 100 has a chainsword attached to his back and a bolt pistol, just fucking shredding people. Give me a fear test. It's a fear 2, so I believe that's a minus 20.
Is that a willpower?
It's a will.
I failed.
It's fear 2, so I feel like that's a negative, so it must be a...
I have to roll a 10. Oh, I fucking rolled a 17! God damn it!
Wow,
you
so
said
close.
it's a negative 20?
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 90 against a 5.
Okay, wait a minute, John. Wait a minute. I think John passed it. Fear 2 is actually a minus 10. Fear 1 is 0. Fear 2 is minus 10.
Rogue
Not
Trader
20.
is not scared.
The Rogue Trader is like,
15.
yeah! Kayne is fucking terrified. And
60 out of
then
18.
roll a D100. Wait, oh shit. And add 10 for every degree of failure.
Oh, fuck.
So you're against a 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. That's 7. You add 70 to your roll.
So everybody who fails, or just Kayne?
Seriously, now I fucking rolled a 2?
Well, Kayne, in that case, would roll... Okay, so you got a 72?
72.
Your character is frozen by terror. The character may make no action until you snap out of it. After snapping out of it, the character will make tests at -10 for the rest of the encounter, and you gain 1d5 insanity points.
Damn it.
So you are like, you've seen some shit, but this you have not ever fucking seen. It's also hulking, so it's kind of like 3 times your size.
Well, that's bonuses to hit if he's hulking. I don't think it's going to matter if his armor and toughness is like 20, though.
I'm reducing his armor.
Okay.
Just to be fair. His toughness is fucking high as fuck, but I'm not going to give him that armor. So your failure, if you failed, it's roll a D100 and add the number of degrees
50.
of failure.
So I got 92 for that second roll.
Ooh, that ain't good. Let me see what 92 is.
I'm just going to throw out hulking is a +10 automatically.
Okay,
Plus
well,
whatever
you
other
can,
pluses you have.
you can definitely hit it then.
Yeah.
92, panic grips the character. You must flee the source of fear if able as fast as you can. If prevented from doing so, you can only take half actions at -20.
Jesus.
1d5 insanity.
I'd rather that than frozen in place, unable to act.
Oh, I'm going to slap the shit out of you in a minute.
So
Is Jarnan left? Jarnan has what did you roll?
27, and I had to roll under a 40, so I'm good.
Wow, 2 of you are nonplussed by a fucking chaos marine.
Well, my will's a 50, so
That's impressive. At that point, you pretty much have bragging rights over everyone ever.
So we come in, and Emmaus runs away. So I turn to look to watch him run away, like what the fuck? And then Kayne is just standing there. So I turn around, I fucking slap Kayne right in the face, and I'm like, "What are you doing? On point, soldier!" And then I look at Jarnan, and he looks at me like,
And yeah, so
So do you want me to run or do you want me to do the half actions? Which one would be better for the...
you can't run. The bulkhead's sealed.
Okay, so I have...
You're pounding on the door, but you can't fucking get out. It's sealed. It's a security bulkhead.
Let me out.
So at that point, you realize, fuck. I just got to do something. I can't get away from this thing. There's only one way out through it. So you go through it, man, if you're going to go through it.
Yeah, just start screaming. Ah! And I got
yes.
+3. I got +3 insanity on that from the 1d5.
Okay. All right. So you guys are up. It's going to be agility. It's a D10 plus agility for initiative. So let me roll initiative.
Your agility bonus.
I'm taking the negative
Agility
10 on
bonus.
this. Or
Yeah.
What was
am I
that?
even rolling?
Yes, you are. Yes, because you like snap out of it is an action.
Okay.
I believe it's a willpower test, just like a straight willpower test, without the penalty to see if you snap out of it. So
Okay.
until you snap out of it, that's the situation. D10.
So I rolled a 5.
What's your agility bonus?
4.
Oh, 9. That's not terrible.
That's
I rolled a
pretty
1.
good.
I got an 11.
Damn, you guys are fucking good. All right, Jarnan.
Jarnan's got an 8.
God damn it. Okay. Kayne.
17.
Jesus.
What the fuck? How did this asshole get a 7? You
Thank
guys
God he
all
got a
beat
7.
him.
Dude, 7 is my base before I even roll.
What? Wow. He had a.
5 world. Woo!
You're really good.
Pizza
He got a
base.
fucking. He has a +4 and rolled a 3 for fuck's sake. So much for Chaos Marines.
Well, he thought he had everything under control. That's his problem.
That's right. He was ready to just fucking maul people, but it's not great when you're against you guys. All right. Let's see what happens. You got actually Kayne is up, so you get to roll your will test.
Straight up
Straight
willpower
up,
test.
no penalties, yeah.
60.
Is that a fail?
Yeah. Against a 25.
Yeah, still frozen. What was the next highest?
I had an 11.
I think that's it. Then you're up.
All right, so I yell at Jarnan. So I slapped Kayne to no avail. I look over at Jarnan and I said, "Set that motherfucker on fire." I pull out my plasma pistol and I take a single shot. So I'm on a half action aim. I have my red dot, which is +10, and then +10 because he's hulking. So I'm rolling against 80.
Holy shit. Okay.
Come on,
You actually
01.
did something finally.
Oh, an 01
Fucking
would fuck it up.
63.
Okay.
So still 1 degree.
I'm gonna be it's gonna be a real shithead though, because he does get a dodge.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
His agility isn't great, and he doesn't have a bonus to it. But he does dodge that one.
Ah, fuck.
To be fair though, there's only one of him, so like once he shoots at somebody, the dodge is anyway.
All right,
Is Ennis next?
I'm at 5, so I think it's Jarnan next. isn't it?
Jarnan. Oh, you're at 5? Oh,
I thought you said you rolled a 5.
Yeah,
No,
I thought you
I got
rolled
a
a
5.
5.
Sorry. No, my fault. Yeah, I got a 5.
All right, then he goes before you. He's the only one. Yeah, Jarnan goes then.
All right,
So you have a +10.
for oddly enough, that's actually not going to help at all because you told me
that's
to
right.
light him on fire.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, I figure this guy's actually pretty close to us, so I'm just going to light him up with the flamethrower, just right in the face. So agility chest by him.
Oh, okay.
I really like that you said his agility sucked. So yeah.
Yeah.
He did not make the test.
Nice.
All right.
He can't move out of the way. He dodged that first attack, but then he was off his balance, and that fucking flame just goes straight at him.
All right. So he's going to take 12 energy damage, pen 2.
Fuck. All right. Let me take a look. Let's see what he got. I did.
then
I was gonna.
He takes fire like every round until he makes a
Mhm.
save or something, right?
Yeah, now you have to make another agility test or catch on fire.
All right, so it was what was the damage? 12.
12 energy, pen 2.
Okay, pen 2, so that's going to take him down to. Okay. All right. And he has to make another agility roll.
Yeah, to see if he's on fire or not.
Oh, he's fucking on fire. Like a motherfucker.
All right,
There's
so
just fucking flame. There's just fucking oil dripping off him on flames. Yeah, in flames.
all right, so you just took another 6 points of damage,
Damn. All right. I
and
don't think that's gonna count. Armor doesn't count there. I don't think.
no,
You didn't last time.
Is that just
And
straight? Did I just
it's
take it
just-
straight without armor or toughness, or is it just toughness?
I think it
armor
might
doesn't
be
count.
armor,
Toughness
but not
still does,
toughness.
yeah.
Wait, armor
Not
but
toughness.
not toughness? Not toughness?
Right. Because his armor's on fire, right? So like he would be heating up and being burned
Yeah.
because
No,
the armor's
no
on fire.
armor,
But
yes, toughness.
Oh, I was thinking it would be you. I was saying you did. Does he get the toughness bonus?
Yes.
Does he eat?
yeah,
Okay. So it was 6.
yeah,
Okay.
and you take 1 level of fatigue.
Okay.
which I think is like a -10 to
I think
rolls.
that's a -10 to everything. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that put the hurt on in round 1. That's not even round 1 because he hasn't gone, and neither is Ennis. So.
Oh, and when it's your turn, you have to make a will save,
Jesus Christ.
Or else
okay.
you just scream.
or you run around screaming like a girl, or
Really?
or
Wow,
Kayne.
Bash
yeah,
himself
okay.
in the head trying to put the flames out.
Like
Okay,
I'm
let me
doing
look
right
at-
now,
I'm
so
gonna
we'll
see if
both
he
be
has-
running around.
Oh, and as like right after I light you on fire, I'm gonna take the end of my flamer and just touch it against Kayne's skin to try to wake his ass up.
Yeah, good luck. There ain't no skin showing.
All right, let's see what his real
Someone
will
near
roll.
neck.
Well, so do you want to say, Neil, like when he comes out of the warp, like his armor is somewhat like shattered and beaten from like coming out of the
Yes.
warp? So then thematically, this makes more sense than that he's like all,
I only am really giving him. I'm giving him a -2 on all of his armor. As like it's like not. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. He still has decent armor,
yeah.
but yes, it's not an 8. That was his normal armor, so I'm giving him a 6 mechanically.
Okay.
However, hasn't done a ton for him so far because he's definitely he not only got fried a little, hasn't taken a ton of damage. Doesn't look like you think you've hurt him a ton, but now at this point, very confused as to what's happening. And the fucking flames, he's just patting himself out because he failed the fuck out of that will test.
Nice.
So far, doing okay. Doing okay.
Okay, so he failed the will test, you said, right? So he's not
Yep.
attacking?
So he didn't do shit.
Okay.
He just screams.
So I'm screaming back at him because I'm still panicked. So I'm going to pull out my hand cannon and shoot. So I can only do a half action, but I think an attack is considered a half action. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
standard attack is an action.
yeah, so ballistic skill is a 35 out of 45. So it's a hit.
Plus, he's a +10 for hulking, by the way.
Okay, so that's right, 55. So 35 out of 55. And then
So that's another
damage-
2.
Did you
Yeah.
do semi-auto or full auto or
No,
single
it's
shot?
no, it's one at a time. So
Oh, you got hand cannon. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's 1
Not
to 10
bad,
plus
though.
4. So that's 9 plus 4 is 13 damage.
Pen what?
Pen 2.
Okay, so
So, just quick question: is he within short range of us, or
oh yeah, he's short range.
that's another +10 then?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that would be
13
is
pen
that
2, yeah.
13 pen 2 still?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 4, 9. Okay, got it. You blast him. Looks like it goes through the armor. Looks like maybe he definitely moves a little when it hits him. I mean, it's not like it didn't like blow him away, but it was something.
So I shoot him, and then I go start banging on the door again to see if I can get out.
Nothing. It still doesn't open, shockingly. And then it's Kayne.
All right. See if I can fucking snap out of this shit. Son of a fucking bitch. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to see if John gave his 10. This is a new round. Do you want to yell at him? But I don't know if that 10% matters now. But
it doesn't matter.
Okay. Then don't waste it.
Okay.
Don't waste it. 62 out of 25.
All right. Still
Hellgun.
petrified. Like you're in total awe of this motherfucker.
All right. Well, with plus 10 for the short, I'm rolling against 90. So
good.
he is going to range to his right because he wants to stay out of Jarnan's way. So he tries to get some cover in between, himself and the guy, even though he's screaming, not doing anything at the moment. But he will single shot again. Is this guy going to get a dodge since he's like screaming and unaware? Okay, fantastic.
He cannot react.
I rolled a 12 against 90.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it's a single shot, so I don't think it does anything. Accurate, right?
Doesn't that crit at anything? It doesn't crit at anything? That many degrees?
Well, so for full auto or semi-auto, it means more shots. For melee weapons, it's I think you
extra damage for melee, right?
You can do the degrees of success as damage.
Yeah.
For single shot, I don't think it makes a difference.
Maybe it doesn't then. I'm thinking macro batteries do crits that way, but
yeah. 10 plus 6. Fuck, I rolled a 1. So 7, pen 6 though.
Okay. 7, pen 6. Okay. It hit him and it went through the armor. It didn't seem to do he has a very tough skin. But it did something.
All right.
I believe it's Jarnan, unless you're up.
Well, yeah, I was going to yell something, but if Jarnan's going to set him on fire again, there's no point in...
Well, I mean, he's already on fire.
Well, that's true. All right, so I'm like, good job, Jarnan. Stab him or something.
So hopeful. So, well, since he is on fire, I'm just going to kind of like, heft my chainsword bayonet back, like hit him with the chainsword this time.
All right.
Because why not? And I got a 23 against 45, 55. And then I get a bonus because there's more than one person attacking them, or no?
No, I'm not engaged in melee.
Oh, you're not engaged in melee. That's right.
Well, you have a plus 20, so plus 10 because he's hulking, and then plus 10 from my.
Okay, so 23 against a 65.
Okay.
For the chainsword, so that's definitely a hit.
Okay.
And then that'll do. Oh, actually, hold on one second.
Isn't that so? You either take your roll or your degrees of success, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I just rolled a 7, so I'm just going to take that.
And I think, isn't the chainsword tearing, so don't you roll 2d10 and then take the higher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually rolled a 2 for the first one and a 7 for the second.
7 ain't bad.
So 7, 13, 14 damage, pen 2.
Okay, so that's going to be...
Jarnan's a beast.
All right. I mean, you're fucking shredding him down. I mean, he's not down, but you are... It looks like it's really fucking him up pretty good, though. Like, the armor is starting to get really torn. I mean, you're digging in. And you're getting some real damn good shots in. So, it's overall pretty successful. And then he rolls. Does he roll again to put himself out?
Yeah, you have to try to put yourself out each round.
And what is that against? Agility?
It's agility. Yep.
All right, so he puts himself out.
Okay. Cool.
It's gonna be bad.
So does that mean he gets a turn, I'm guessing, still? He does get a turn then, right? Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that put himself out. But he still has that one level of fatigue at least, so.
Yeah.
That's good.
He does not care for Jarnan at this point.
Shocker.
And pulls up his bolt pistol toward you. And let me double check. Is that possible? All right. Does anyone else have a bolt pistol? Is the bolt pistol a 1d10 normally?
Yeah, I think it is
I
1d10.
think a normal one is, yeah.
All right. I'm not going to give him a Dardis one because that's a
2d10.
which is like the stupidest thing. I'm not going to do that. It is still tearing, though, but he's going to fire at you. I'm going to say he has a regular bolt pistol.
Well, so if he has a storm bolter, I mean, they're all 1d5. It does storm and tearing.
Yeah, so that would be normal. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be like, I don't want people to be like, oh, you fucking cheated, give them dumb shit. But like at the same time, like this is a death watch. Like you're supposed to be Space Marines, not who you are, and it's an elite boss. So I'm gonna cripple him a little bit to make it Rogue Trader friendly. All right, so he's gonna roll against a 43 because he's short range, but he has a -10. So fails the fuck out of that. I don't know what's wrong with this idiot, but he fucking misses by a goddamn mile.
The God Emperor is with me.
It didn't jam, but he is pissed. And then
He just howls in rage.
Yeah, he is just fucking furious.
Okay. So I'm going to scream at him again, and then I'm going to aim my hand cannon. So we're saying this is plus 20. Is it? He's still proximity. Is it still plus 10 for that, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's out of 65. Be 58 out of 65.
It's a hit.
And
It's a hit. What, does he get a dodge now?
Oh, he does get a dodge
Yeah.
now.
okay.
He doesn't. Fuck this roller. Not Condi's roller either. It's fucking D&D's roller. Just get my
Okay,
dice
so
out.
1d10 plus, did I say 4? Yeah, 1d10 plus 4 is a 5. So 5 damage, pen 2.
Oof. Looks like that. You fucking fire. It hits him. Does not look like it does a goddamn thing to him, though.
Okay, so I look at my hand cannon and shake it and then start screaming. So I'm assuming this panic lasts. Does it last the whole encounter? Is that
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
okay?
Oh, well, I think you can snap out of it.
Let me see if I can find anything.
Let me double check. I thought it said you could snap out.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking too. So
You must successfully snap out of it to regain control. Oh, once away from danger. So it
okay,
does.
so yeah, till that end of the counter.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then it's basically take 10 at that point. As long as,
okay.
right. So
Yeah.
Back to Kayne, top of the round.
Everybody cross everything.
I feel like if you get like a 99,
I'll
I
yell.
just pass out.
Kayne, snap the fuck out of it!
God fucking damn it. A 68.
Glass cannon here. Mental glass cannon. I guess
watching all the horrible shit from Chaos Demons and Marines that I've seen in my past and it's flashing through me.
PTSD.
Yeah. You're like, I'm back in the shit, man. I think that goes to Venari then.
Yep, he will stay behind cover. He's like, has one eye cocked over to Kayne, yelling at him or whatever. And he's like, all right. So he flips the switch. He goes semi-auto. So it'll still be 90 because I think it's plus 10 for semi-auto, which would be the plus 10 for aim. Oh,
Yep.
It'll be 80 because I won't get the red dot.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to do that. I got a 16.
Fuck.
So both shots will hit.
Yep. Oh, it's only 2? Thank God. I thought it was
mine's
a 3
only 2.
shot.
All right. So the first
There's
one is
that.
going to be... Fuck, I rolled a 1 again. So it's going to be 7 pen 6.
7
These two
pencils? Okay, so that's... Hold on, I gotta calculate that. Okay, got it.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so that's 10. And 2 is 12 plus 6 is 18 pen 6. That one's going to hurt. Oh, did he dodge? It's new round.
It is a new round. Let me see if he dodges.
Damn it.
Not even close.
Ah, fucking sweet.
All right, 18 pen 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. What are you doing? A plasma pistol?
Plasma pistol, yes.
You fire and it goes straight crackling into the center of his power armor where there's a huge crack, and you just see it like crackle and vaporize a hole through him as he collapses and falls.
So he kind of comes out behind cover. He's got, pistol down on him, goes up next to him, like, kicks him. One more to the fucking head just to make sure that he's down. And then, he nods to Jarnan. He's like, good job. That flamer is a sight to behold in the right hands.
I agree. And I'm going to take the flamer and I'm going to push it up against Kayne's neck to try to snap him out of it.
As you're doing that, I go over and I grab Emmaus by the shoulders and I shake him real hard and I fucking slap him. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you?
I have no idea what just happened, so it won't happen again. And then I grab my flask of Anisec and take a quick swig and stop screaming.
I slap it out of your hand. You've had enough of that.
And
Is
then
that the problem here?
I scream more now.
I turn on my heel and I just like, bang on the bulkhead, bang, 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 to let us out.
Bulkhead opens up. The engineer does come out. He's like, my God, Lord Captain, I knew you were tough, but that was... And it's not even particularly my specialty, but that was a work of art. You simply destroyed this thing.
Well, somebody had to do it, obviously. Jarnan, of course, is as capable as always. The Emperor has his mind sealed like a steel trap. No mere chaos marine is going to shake the foundations of the Emperor's love in our missionary. But these other two, it's almost like we have to start over with a new command crew.
Of course, Lord Captain. I mean, obviously, Jarnan is blessed with the God Emperor's light. He could never be corrupted by such filth. It's quite astonishing to see, and I am not even one particularly fond of course, the Mechanicus is not particularly fond of the ecclesiarchy per se, but that was something to behold.
Look,
I'm sorry. What did you just say about the ecclesiarchy?
I said the Adeptus Mechanicus is not always... you know that they're at odds. Not that I am in no place to question. I certainly would never question your authority.
Alpha, has Kayne snapped out of it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I'll
he'll
take my flamer off his neck now.
all right. All armor, doesn't matter.
Just gets really hot.
Yeah, it feels warm.
For the win.
It's really warm.
Yeah. So he's probably like on one knee at this point, props himself up, and he's just heard this dude blabbering about unsheaths Veronica, and basically give her a little spin, and then slices the dude's left arm off from the elbow.
What?
Wait, the engineer?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he fucking screams and screams. And is like, why? Why?
Is
Build
this
yourself a new one, and hopefully that one won't fuck up our ship next time. And he just walks out.
Venari goes to say something and Kayne like walks away and he just like stares at his back and he puts his hand down and he's like, all right. Fuck, what the hell's the guy's name? God damn it. Severick, we'll have this taken care of. I need you to get this ship ready to get back in the warp. We'll handle the situation with the arm, get some of your other tech priests in here. We'll get that reattached. Primary thing, get this ship ready to get back in the warp.
He looks like he's gonna pass out. So he's probably not in a position to fix anything when he's bleeding out. Although, I mean, he's mechanical-ish, so he's probably got some way to, like, stop that somewhat, but he's definitely real fucked up. And then he just passes out. Just, like, blood spewing everywhere. His fucking arm's off. It wasn't a mechanical one in that case.
Oh, okay.
Now he can get a mechanical one.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was, I guess I could roll 50-50 shot to see if it's mechanical. It's not.
Oh, no, I didn't want it.
Just rolled it. It's not. It was a 96. That's clearly the bad option. He falls over.
Yeah, the whole point was now I'm saving him a trip, and now he can replace it with a better arm.
Yeah, I mean, he can, certainly, if the Lord Captain's willing to pay for that. Otherwise, he's going to get a shitty one or like a regular one. I mean, you get a regular one, I guess, standard, but, whether it's good or best quality is up to the Lord Captain at that point. But yes, he, several of the tech priests go around, they put a tourniquet on it. They start rushing him away. You're assuming they'll get the Gellerfield. I mean, they are on it. That's certainly their priority. But he might be out of commission for a little while.
All right. I radio in for a cleanup crew to dispose of bodies however necessary, either through more food or more, a whole tech priest. If they've been destroyed, they can, pull an arm off of a tech priest that's been, horribly mutilated. So I'm sure there's enough parts to go around. Yeah,
there's spare parts, and you certainly aren't going to eat a Chaos Marine. You'd probably burn him in an incinerator. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, so I will grab, if one or all of Kayne's crew is outside the door, I'll be like, take care of that. And he'll hoof it up the hallway and catch up with Kayne and just grab him on the shoulder and spin him around and be like, what the fuck was that?
And when you look at him, he's just got this look of like wide-eyed panic.
So he wants to yell and beat the shit out of you, and then he sees that and he leans in like he's gonna say something or like he's gonna hit you or whatever. He's like, we needed him. We need to get this fucking ship in the warp. We need that Gellerfield. You could have killed him.
But I didn't.
And he doesn't have anything to say because he didn't actually kill him.
It is true.
Good point.
Look, you get your fucking ass to medbay. You get your shit checked out. I need you ready to go.
Aye, Captain.
And he slaps him on the back, and he heads back up to the bridge to assess whether or not anything else needs to be taken care of.
As far as the systems are reporting, everything seems normal. Other than that breach, it takes a couple hours for the Geller field to get repaired. In a guaranteed powered to the point that certainly a small jump, you're not too far from the planet. We should be able to make it without any interruptions in protection. The Chaos Marine has been taken care of, and you have reported that Sarek is stable, and they will replace his arm at the moment with a standard cybernetic replacement. They have one on hand. Ha 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 ha, pun.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to do it, but I did it. In that case, yes. You would make it to the planet without any further incident. It's getting almost to be midnight, so the question is, can we call it here, or is there anything you want to do last minute? I don't want to get into a whole planet thing at the moment because I will need to sleep. But
in that hour or two, hours we were waiting, Venari would be, on the comm, checking in at stations. He'd have those 100 guys running around, go check this, go check that. We heard there was a report of something weird over here, and it's like some guy who closed himself like in a closet or whatever and then couldn't get out. So it was just like banging in the wall to fucking let the guy out. So just that sort of stuff, just making sure that everything is as it should be.
yes.
So after we land, I put the flask back up on the control, but I don't drink at it. And just every once in a while, I look at the captain and I look back at the flask and make a sad face.
Venari's like in the captain's chair, and he's like not like hunched over, but like you could tell like he's tired now. So he has his own bottle on the arm of the thing. And every once in a while, he just reaches out and fucking glug glug.
So
No.
are all the merchant ships there too, or we waited
No.
for them, or were they there before us?
There are no merchant ships there at the moment. You would
Okay.
be your goal. You are supposed to secure the location and
Okay.
report back via astropath. Although they'll basically show up within a week, no matter what, unless you would send some message like, "Stop! There's fucking orbital attack." Other than like if there's not like a fucking cruiser trying to stop anyone from coming, like if as long as it's planetary, they'll send ships within the week.
Okay.
Following you.
So we don't have to call back and tell them that we got waylaid or anything. They're just going to show up afterwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him that.
Okay. Well, yeah, good point.
That doesn't look good.
Yeah,
No.
good point. Yeah, I didn't
Well,
think of that.
shit happens in the warp. They'd understand probably, or not. Who knows? But it wasn't on the planet, so there's that.
No, he has a reputation to uphold. So if Emmaus was like, should we report? I'm like, no. It's fine.
Although
Why-
reputation, you basically fucking destroyed a Chaos Marine. That's pretty badass.
Well, that's true, I guess.
That's like fucking epic level, next level shit.
Well,
We'll let the captain
that's a
decide
story
how
for
he
the
breaks
bar.
that news to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can definitely tell that story. Yeah, you probably want to tell like the lady you're trying to impress. Like, by the way, our shit fucking dropped out and we had a chaos bullshit that we almost died from. Sorry. We're gonna protect your shit. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's how that'll go.
Yeah. It's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Cool. Yeah, no, good session. A lot of fun. We got good rolls, so I mean, that could have went the other way really bad.
Yeah, that could have been
Real
really
good
bad.
rolls. And he had some real bad rolls. All of his dodges were shitty. Couldn't fucking willpower save to save his life.
Well, see, that was
Okay.
the same with the other BBG.
Are you talking about me? Is that?
Yeah. No, so the other guy had shit for agility too, and then once Jarnan goes and sets him on fire,
Yeah.
It's hard to pull out of that spiral at that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more
Yeah.
agile villains. Although some of the other ones are significantly more agile. Hulking Space Marine, not they
Well.
really just are tanks.
Yeah.
Some of the other shit has some pretty fucking good agility, so that would make be less of an issue for the future fights. Some of them for sure. Plus, it'll be more than one guy. One guy, it's kind of a one big bad on fire is bad. So
Yeah. Well,
I'll just light 4 small ones on fire next time.
yeah, see how that goes. I'll be like, their agility is 90. They're like lightning shadows.
I mean, you could cheat, Neil. I mean, it's not like we could see the rolls.
I know, but I don't like cheat. Like, there's no reason to cheat because it's not fun. Like, unless you guys want me to cheat to make it more exciting for you on the edge of death, but like, I like to just be like, whatever the roll is, man. If he fucking fails and you kill it, you kill it. You blow up the planet, you blow up the planet. But
Well, plasma pistol's badass too. I mean, the pen's 6. If his armor was 6, everything I was rolling was damaged.
It essentially went straight through, and his toughness. Although I will give him credit, the toughness was 5. So that's a pretty hardcore toughness bonus. That's it. Like a lot of the first hits were doing like 2, 3 at the end, and then when you roll an 18 pen 6, you're like, well, fuck it. Like. I don't. What the fuck? Like at that point, the God Emperor decided to smite him. I don't know. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for running. Thanks everybody for playing. It was,
do 500 XP?
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
yes. More flames.
Yeah.
I mean, you killed a Chaos Marine, for Christ's sake, with take no damage. That's pretty good.
That means I can get Cleanse and Purify.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know what that is, but it sounds
you
bad
know what
for all of my guys.
Besse
My
doesn't know what it
target.
does either.
Yeah, no. My targets take a negative 20 to their agility test when they're trying to dodge my flames.
What? We should have been playing with missionaries all this time.
Wow.
Turns out all of our heretical beliefs were fucking us the whole time. Because a fucking missionary with a flamer apparently can just light everything up at all times. So,
And that doesn't that have like a 20-meter spread? Isn't it like a 5-meter spread or something like that?
Oh, yeah, no, it's a 20-meter
20
length,
cone, right?
30-degree cone.
Oh, there you go.
30-degree cone. Jesus.
Like, seriously, 20 meters with a 30-degree cone? That's like...
That's insane.
It's a fuck ton.
That's almost that's like a half a football field.
That is like 5 or 6 meters, right?
Wait, I thought...
At 30 degrees?
Oh, at 30 degrees, yeah. And it's like 50... It's like 60... 20 meters,
feet.
like 60 feet. That's like...
Yeah.
really fucking far.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Fear
Like,
the
it's
god.
just
Yeah,
like
you're
a
looking at
giant
like
wall of
60
flame.
feet long and like 10 feet wide.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Oh,
That's
and it has a
horrifying.
and it has a chainsaw on the end of it now. So,
Does seem real badass.
which I looked it up, and chainsaw bar oil is like insanely flammable. So, people like that go camping a lot will bring along a small can of chainsaw bar oil just in case they have a hard time lighting a fire.
Really?
Yeah, like I guess it's like an amazing accelerant.
Oh, good to know.
I was
I'll
like,
have to remember that.
oh, okay then.
FYI, I also saw a super cool thing. I can't tell you the brand because I don't remember it, but there's a camp stove that you burn wood in to cook, but somehow they've engineered it so the heat from the wood burning creates electricity to charge your cell phone. What the fuck, guys? We live in the future.
Yeah, right?
Okay, then.
Pretty soon, it's going to be fucking corpse rations and leaf pistols.
That's awesome.
I'm ready.
There you go.
All right. Anything else? You got questions? I'm good on my end. I think we're good. You guys can buy up apparently shit to destroy all of the enemies out there.
Oh, it's already on my sheet.
Kayne is dual wielding now.
I'll have to take a look. I don't know what's in there.
I'm gonna start throwing scarier shit. Damn.
Well, the last combat was fucking scary. This one
It was.
initially was.
Honestly, this one I didn't know what, because I honestly I kind of wondered if you're gonna do like Tau stuff, which I realized was not. There isn't any reference to Tau at all in Rogue Trader, and apparently there used to be a PDF of it, of like a character guide to be a Tau that is unavailable as fuck, and if anyone can find that illicitly but not illicitly on the internet and let me know, don't let me know, then maybe I'll have it or won't probably have it. I won't have it then, but like if anyone doesn't send me that, just so you know. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So but all the Tau shit's in Death Watch.
I thought there were some bad guys in the back of the Rogue Trader book that were Tau, no?
Are there? I didn't think in Rogue Trader. Well, I looked and was like, wait, oh shit, where did I find these? And I had a hard time finding it. So I was like, I feel like I'm dumb because I thought it was in there, but then I think it's all Death Watch. And I was like, are they too hard for Rogue Trader?
Yeah, no, I guess maybe it is because they have the Eldar Corsair, the Orc Freebooter, the Kroot Mercenary. That's all under Xenos.
I think I was thinking of Kroot to some degree, because you can play a Kroot in Rogue Trader in that one book. They do Orc and Kroot crew members.
Yeah.
Which you can do. And yeah, I was like, oh shit. Uh-oh, Tau is in Death Watch. I knew it was in some of the books, but it is in Death Watch, and they have a bunch of them. So like there's a whole bunch of options for them. So luckily, you guys might be a little more badass by the time those show up.
Okay, that's fair. Fandible, when they were doing Rogue Trader still, they had both an Orc and a Kroot in over the course of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I always debate how to handle, right? Because you can't essentially ever go to Port Wonder and let them off the ship.
Or have a missionary.
Yeah, like those would be killed. So, but it was fun. I love those characters. I thought those were awesome characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do a good job over there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, thanks everybody for checking it out. Thanks to Jeremy for hanging out in the chat with us again. He's here just about every night that we're on, so that's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
For listening. I appreciate it.
We'll get everything by email. We'll get all that stuff set up. Check out Bird's Coffee Company. Email Neil for the Legends blend. We'll have to get all the mechanical details sorted out so you can just order with impunity. That'll be my next purchase. I have to make it through the dark roast, the Night Owl blend that I already have. I'm going to tell you, I got Kona coffee when I was in Hawaii. The first thing I had when I came back was the Night Owl blend.
There we go. I can't talk any shit on Kona. Fucking Kona coffees are amazing. So, hey, I can't get them myself as a commercial roaster in any sizable quantity from the places I get them from. So last year I bought 2 pounds for myself at $25 a pound, green. So it was fucking expensive. And I'll tell you what, I've had just as good a coffees for $7 a pound. So,
you have me spoiled because I've had, yours one day and then the Kona the next day, and I like the Night Owl blend more than I like the Kona. The Kona's good. I didn't get like the $40 pound. I got like an $18 or $20 pound.
Yeah.
But it's about, I think it's a half pound. So yeah, I guess it was. Well, yeah, I guess it probably was.
I mean, they're good. It's just like the same thing for Geshes. Sorry, coffee nerd talk. But yeah, like Geshes are like the same thing. They're like $30 a pound roasted. And I feel like you could get an Ethiopian or Kenyan that is just as good for a third of the price. But I will say, it is Kona. It is super special. It's very limited. So it's awesome to have it, just to have it sometimes. So
No, for sure.
no hard feelings. But yeah, email me, birdscoffeecompany@gmail.com, and I'll hook you up and get you some shit.
Awesome.
We'll get in the shit.
Thanks everybody for checking it out.
I'm Nick Nolte.
We'll catch you next time.
Oh wait, it's past midnight and Neil hasn't said asshole yet.
No, it's butthole.
Butthole.
Yeah.
I'm not that crude.
Apparently I am.
Not until after I stop the recording. All right. See ya.